Hello, everybody, and thank you so much for taking the time today. We are TRI. TRI is a dental implant company from Switzerland providing 100% Swiss quality dental implants. But on top of that, we have a strong focus on providing a very simple solution with a very strong focus on digital implant dentistry. Today, we have two highlights to talk about. First of all, in October, we are celebrating the 4 years anniversary of our TRI Matrix implant, the world's first dental implant that doesn't need any abutment. Secondly, today, we are going to launch two new Matrix applications, the BiteFit and the Teeth2Go. So it's always nice for us and the team to look back to the TRI special event. You can see the masks. It was back then in the pandemic when we presented the TRI Matrix implant, the world's first dental implant without abutment to the world. It's incredible how fast the time goes. We had a lot of great speakers from all around the world showing their first cases, their first one-year follow-ups here. Professor Ronald Jung introducing the TRI Matrix implant to the world. Also other great speakers like Thomas Linkevicius, you might know him, the founder of the Zero Bone Loss Campsite. Dr. Ivan Pev, we will talk about him today later. Marco Zeltner, also from Switzerland, Ramon Gomez Meda, Joel Telesh, the world-famous Anini brothers. It's always a great pleasure for us, for the team, to look back to this special event, and it's incredible. This month, in October 2020, we are celebrating the 4 years clinical anniversary of the TRI Matrix implant. So what is the background? How did we come to develop this Matrix implant? We have been in implant dentistry for many years, and we have realized that the world is changing. The world of implant dentistry is changing today. We have all the intraoral scanners, we have design software, we have new technology to manufacture restorations like printers, but we had to acknowledge, coming from the big implant company, that the implants, they haven't changed. The dental implants, they haven't changed for 30 to 40 years. Basically, implant connection, hexagon connections, octagon connections, they're designed to put a titanium abutment in 6th position on a titanium implant, grind it down and restore it with cement like a natural tooth. So we set ourselves the task in 2017, that's already 7 years ago, let's design the world's first dental implant that is specifically designed for the new world, for digital prosthetics that is printed or milled. So this is the Matrix implant. The first implants were implanted into patients during our key opinion leader phase 4 years ago, exactly 4 years ago. And this is the world's first implant that doesn't need any abutment. We have introduced the 6 world's first feature at our TRI Matrix special event. We have 8 unique patents around this technology. And yeah, the implant is CE approved and it's FDA approved. Back then, we talked about how this implant will help you as dental professionals, dental technicians, and also dentists to treat your patients better quality, better aesthetics, but also how to treat your patients faster and simpler. So let's quickly look at the world's first Matrix implant that was inserted by Professor Ronald Jung 4 years ago. Placing the implant is similar to placing any other implant. You can see here our multi-level implant design. We believe in hybrid implant. You can see the pink implant neck that sits on top of the rough implant surface, pink anodized, reverse tape with a concave profile for nice attachment of the hard tissue and of the soft tissue. So implant is inserted like any other implant, but then prosthetics is different. We scan. Back then, we milled the provisional restoration. So we designed and milled the provisional restoration Takes approximately 30 minutes. And after 30 minutes, Professor Ronald Jung was able to insert the provisional crown into the patient. And he was totally happy because he could send home the patient, not just with an implant, but with a tooth. The beauty about the fine restoration is that we don't have to rescan because we already know the shape of the soft tissue. So we don't have to rescan, we just mill the final crown in zirconia and look at the result here when placing the final zirconia crown. You can see the implant inserted in the bone, the pink neck sticking out of the bone, the final zirconia crown sitting on top of the implant. And this is the result after 4 years. Perfect bone levels, very nice adaptation of the soft tissue around the high polished zirconia. So this concept to eliminate any kind of abutments and go with crowns and bridges directly to the implant only makes sense if we don't have any limitations. No limitations in angulations, indications, and materials. Because some abutments have the function to correct some angles. We don't have abutments, so we have to be able to correct these angulations with the implant prosthetics. No limitations means we can use all kind of materials, metals, zirconia, PMMA. We go from single crown to smaller bridges to full arches. And angulation, that was our biggest challenge. So we had to make sure that you can place the matrix implant at an angulation of plus minus 50 degrees, or 100 degrees between two implants, and still screw retain a bridge. If we angulate the implants and we screw retain, you also have to angulate the screw channel, not to have the screw channel coming out in the aesthetic area. So we can angulate the screw channel by plus minus 30 degrees. I just showed you the world's first single crown on a TRI matrix implant by Professor Ronald Jung. We were fortunate that we are working with the Dental Prime Clinic, that is Europe's biggest and most modern dental implant clinic. And 4 years ago, in October 2020, myself and the team, we visited the Dental Prime Clinic with the chief implantologist, you can see here, Dr. Ivan Pev, and we treated the world's first full arch, fully edentulous patients with the matrix implant. I remember this patient very well, world's first patient who received in a full arch, double arch, TRI matrix implant, inserted the matrix implants here, all on 4 techniques. In the back, great angulations that you can see here, up to 40 degrees angulations. Back then, interesting, we didn't think about printing yet. So we designed the restoration and we milled it. And during my presentation, I will show you how in the last 4 years, we have experienced a big transition from the printing to the milling. So you can see here the milled restoration. We made a model just to paint it. We would have needed the model. And if you look at the posterior implant, you can see the great angulation, how the bridge sits on the implant. This is just a couple of hours after starting the surgery. It was actually 2 hours, 2.5 hours after the starting the surgery. We were able to fit upper jaw, lower jaw. Very happy patient after 4 months. And then we went into the fine restoration with monolithic zirconia, screwed down upper jaw, lower jaw, patient very happy. And here we can see the result after 4 years. You can see big angulation between the implant, full zirconia, screwed direct to the implant, perfectly stable, bone level, very nice soft tissue, no visibility of any titanium components like multi-unit abutments sticking out of the implant. So we are very happy that this first patient receiving matrix implant in an edentulous indication is very happy with this restoration today. Now let's talk about the quality. So we believe we can provide to the patient a higher quality restoration because we do not use any cement. This is a beautiful single crown by Dr. Margot Zeltner in Switzerland. So on the radiograph, you can see how nicely the implant is integrated in the bone with the pink neck portion, concave, anodized design, and it's 100% screw retained crown or tooth directly to the implant. So we can see here that we have different zones. We have a polished zone. This is the zone that is included, embedded in the soft tissue to really provide ideal biological environment. And then we have the glazing zone where you can do some characteristics. And it's 100% cement free. A lot of people tell us, okay, I like to work screw retain, but actually what they do is they insert a crown that is maybe connected with cement to a tie base by the dental lab. And fact is, the studies today show that after 5 years, these tie bases, a gap that is perfectly cemented in the dental lab and looks nice, is becoming a huge gap. It's not a micro gap anymore, it's a macro gap. And we really have a one-piece tooth perfectly screwed to this dental implant. Not having any abutments or restorative component is also a big aesthetic advantage. No gray abutments, titanium sticking out of the implant. I love this case. This is done by Dr. Joel Teles in Portugal, also 4 years ago. Placed 2 of these matrix multi-level implants in the front, 1, 1, 2, 1, a very challenging indication. Look at the bone at implant placing with a provisional crown on the top and check the bone after 4 years, how nicely the bone has grown to the pink part of this implant and the beautiful result after 4 years. So we don't call this implant a bone level implant or a tissue level implant. It's a multi-level implant with a pink neck. So we can place it at bone level for aesthetic indication. We can place it at tissue level for easy restoration in the posterior. So we combine the biological benefits of tissue level implant with the aesthetic benefits of bone level implant. Our system is very simple. On the right-hand side, you can see our TRI performance line. So for 12 years, we also have an implant system with abutments in our portfolio. So for a bridge, you need multi-unit abutments that are screw retained with sleeves cemented into the bridge, retained with another set of screw. With matrix, we have the implants, the bridge or the crown, and the screws. That's it. What is very important for us and what's unique about TRI is that we provide a TRI open system that we call the TRI Plus open system. So we make sure that you, as dentist and dental technician, you had to buy a lot of expensive equipments like scanners and mills and printers. So we want to make sure that you can use all your existing equipment with our implant, and we really want to support you that everything is perfectly seamlessly compatible. So you can see here that we have interfaces, collaboration with all the scanner companies, with photogrammetry companies, with companies doing implant planning software, CAD software like 3Shape or ExoCAD, but then also on the manufacturing side, milling machine, CAM software to do the milling strategies, and also for treatment execution, we collaborate with guided surgery company or also robotics company. So we at TRI, we take the full responsibility of the entire digital workflow. And to me as an engineer, it's always amazing to see how many pieces of digital equipment, hardware, software we need to treat a patient in a fully digital way. And it's actually confusing for dental professionals, for dentists, for dental technicians to go to the exhibitions and putting all these pieces of equipment together and not losing the overview which pieces of equipment are compatible. So we at TRI, we make sure that all this technology work together seamlessly. When we designed this implant that can be restored with no abutment, we had several key challenges from a technological point of view. One challenge obviously was that we have to put, or we want to put, a zirconia crown directly on top of a titanium implant. And I'm a mechanical engineer. This brings some challenges because of the different material properties, and we solved this with a power-based technology. So the TRI matrix connection is the world's first connection. It works with a totally different mechanical principle compared to other like conical implant connection. So this power-based technology is designed to support zirconia on titanium, and this is tested. We don't want to talk about all the preclinical and clinical study, but now after 4 years, we have preclinical evidence presented and published already before the launch 5 to 6 years ago. Now we have 4 years clinical data. You can download here our scientific summary. So after 4 years, we are very confident that this connection works perfectly without any complications, without any breakages, and without any screw loosenings. This was a nice case by Dr. Ramon Gomez Meda. He also placed these 2 teeth on 1 matrix implant. You see the cantilever, the canine position. It was 4 years ago, so I was a bit nervous when he placed this implant. So this was the provisional. Now here, the final zirconia restoration, 2 teeth on 1 implant. You can see the 1-year follow-up. And I was very happy to receive the 2-year follow-up. Now I ask him to provide the 4-year follow-up, and we can see how stable this connection is. 2 zirconia teeth sitting on 1 implant with a cantilever, and how beautifully the soft tissue is attaching to these teeth, because this is the magic of high polished zirconia. Second key challenge that we faced when we designed this system was that we have to mill this connection or print this connection in a dental lab. It's not like an industrially manufactured abutment that we control, that we put on the implant. And for this, we designed the mill fit technology. So our implant was designed the other way around. We didn't think from the implant side, but we thought from the prosthetic side. So our thinking was based about how do milling machine works, what is the requirements of modern restorative materials like zirconia or printed materials, how do 3D printers work, and based on the digitally manufactured crown, we actually designed the TRI matrix implant. And also here, we do not want to go into the detail. Please download our scientific summary from our website. You will find a lot of study over the past 4 years. And like I said, today we have a very high level of scientific evidence that this system is perfect in terms of safety and efficiency in applying to the patient. But today I would more like to talk about our journey from the milling to the printing. So when we introduced this matrix system, and especially when 3 years ago, we primarily thought about the milling and not so much about the printing. What we have done in the last 3 years was to add a lot of digital applications, digital apps to the matrix implant, and most of them are based on 3D printing. Sometimes we like to compare the TRI matrix implant to the iPhone. You don't just buy the iPhone because of the hardware, but you buy it because of the amazing applications, the amazing software that you get with your iPhone. You get updates every year that allow you to do amazing things. This is exactly what we do with Matrix. If you buy the Matrix implant, we make sure that this is totally compatible with your digital workflow, with TRI Plus interface, and that you can do amazing things I would like to show you with the TRI Matrix digital applications. And today, we're very happy to add 2 new Matrix digital applications. But before, I would like to show you the new application, just a quick reminder what the existing applications are. So one of the highlights definitely is the Scan and Smile application. Scan and Smile means that you place an implant, you scan it, and you restore it immediately, not with a mill, but a printed crown or bridge. And for this, we had to redesign the interface on the prosthetic side, because a printer works differently compared to a milling machine. A milling machine operates with round tools, with round designs. We cannot mill any sharp corners, but with the printing, we have more flexibility in terms of design. So we redesigned our connection for the printer. And this is a nice video that we made that really shows how fast and how easy the treatment of the patient gets with the Scan and Smile applications. Placing an implant, scanning it, printing the crown, screwing it into the patient, and that's it. So the Scan and Smile application is also a service. That means you can take an intraoral scan, you can upload this scan to our portal, and in 20 minutes, you get the design of a provisional crown sent to your local 3D printer. You take it out and you screw it into the printer. And then, of course, the final zirconia crown. No new scan needed because we already know the emergence profile from the provisional crown. Just mill it. Here, the Professor Ronald Jung decided to make a very nicely looking aesthetic crown. You screw it down to the patient. So the second appointment is then just to replace the provisional crown that was printed with the final zirconia crown, and very easy to place because there are no restorative components involved. Another example of an application is the digital healing color library. So this is a very impressive comparison by Professor Linkevicius at the osteology conference. And I think this picture says it all. This picture tells us why it doesn't make sense to use titanium, round titanium cylinder for soft tissue management. We need individual solutions. So he can do a nice emergence profile, but mostly it comes with very cumbersome manual techniques to create this emergence profile. So we have created the digital healing color library for the matrix implant free of charge. You go to our website, you download the digital healing color library, and it's a file that you can send to your 3D printer. It's like a card with different healing abutments for different tooth position, small, medium, and large, anterior, premolar, molar, upper molar, lower. So you print it out, you know how much it costs. It costs basically nothing to print this healing color. This is an example printed with a transparent material. Then at the day of implant surgery, insert them into the patient on top of the matrix implant. You already know, because you select a digital file, what will be the emergence profile above this implant. So you don't have to rescan for the final zirconia crown. Second appointment is really just taking out this healing color, dropping in the final zirconia crown, and it's really the easiest way to provide a high quality implant treatment to your patients. Another highlight of an application is the matrix Cambridge. And we all know that it's still one of the big challenges in implant dentistry to capture implant positions in a highly accurate way with our Cambridge. So this is a very smart guy. This is Adrian. He's basically invented the photogrammetry technology for the dental implant industry. And what he shows here is how intraoral scanners work. So intraoral scanners take a lot of three-dimensional pictures and they actually stitch them together. And what we can see here is that we start very accurately on the one side, but then the more the stitching progresses, we finish up with a high inaccuracy of 326 microns on the other side. And this is an inaccuracy that wouldn't be acceptable for a zirconia bridge. This would immediately crack. So the idea of the scan bridge of this matrix application is that we connect the scan bodies with printed individual, with printed elements. So this helps the scanner to travel along the arch. So this is a case example. You print these scan bridges before the surgery. You can see here, directly after the surgery, a lot of blood, a lot of swelling, impossible for the scanner to travel from left to right in an accurate way. These scan bridge provide just the help for the scanner to do an accurate stitching algorithm along the full arch. And this is how it works. So literally 10 seconds, the scanner travels from left to right. And the result is just a perfectly fitting full arch at the same day of the surgery. So this is a scan bridge, a nice application. Go to our website. You can download it, connect it to our scan body, and use your intraoral scanner to scan full arches. Or the TRX guided surgery. That's one thing I'm showing here because this is a very important product in combination with our new Teeth2Go application that we are launching today. So we have designed a very simple full guided surgery kit, and it's also based optimized to print surgical guides, sleeveless surgical guides, because dentists, they don't like to glue sleeves into the surgical guide, and we really benefit from the flexibility from what 3D printers can do. So inserting teeth from the side when the patient has limited mouth opening capability. So we really take out all the benefits that 3D printing technology can offer you, and we translate them into the benefit for you as a dentist or a dental technician. I also would like to encourage you to download our latest edition of the casebook. You'll find a lot of cases with long year follow-ups in all indication. Recently, we have added a lot of full arch cases because more and more people transition to full arch cases with this system. You can find it on our website, or you can scan this QR code. There's beautiful cases in there like this one. I really love this case from Algirdas Buishis from Lithuania, doing individual healing components on the matrix implant system, creating beautiful profiles, taking beautiful pictures. And this is it. This is a tool that we screw on top of the implant. Nothing in between, no titanium multi-unit buttons, no tie bases, a fully digital workflow, screwed down, and look at this beautiful emergence profile between the pink neck of the implant, high polished zirconia crown. So this is really the beauty of simplicity of implant prosthetics. But now I'm very excited to talk about the two new applications that we are presenting today. So you can see here that we have 12 applications. So we are adding today the BiteFit application and the Teeth2Go application. Let's start with the BiteFit applications. We have been working a lot with full arch clinics around the world, and we all know that it's still one of the major challenges to do a fully digital full arch treatment of the patient, and in the evening print out upper jaw, lower jaw, patient bites down, midline, occlusion is totally perfect. So this is really what the BiteFit is about, and this is an extreme case, but it happens. And this is, of course, the frustration that all of us know. We place the implant, we scan, we design, we print it out. In the evening, we want to place it, and then the bite isn't perfect. This is an extreme case, but there is a lot of cases from very experienced clinic where you have slight deviations of the midline, slight deviation of the vertical dimension. And there's different techniques to address this. And what we are presenting today with the BiteFit is just one out of several techniques to address this challenge. So there is basically two possibilities to set the bite. You can do it before the surgery, or you can do it after the surgery. You can do it in a digital way, or in a way transitioning from analog to digital. You can do it in a totally analog way, but this is not what we are doing with the TRI matrix implant. So before the surgery, obviously, that's what we like a lot, is a fully digital smile design. Also have some techniques going from analog to digital with matched denture, occlusal planes from existing teeth in FP1 cases. But some clinics have a very high time pressure, especially big clinics. They receive the patients, they see the patient for the first time, surgeons already cut the patient open, place the implant, and then you have to set the bite. And this is where 3D printing helps us a lot, because we can print trays in a very easy way. And there is trays that can be combined with impression materials. So you make this impression over healing colors. For instance, you let the patient bite in. This is how you take the impression. You 360 scan it then. And this is one way to go. But the BiteFit tray works without impression material, without having to take it out and doing a 360 scan of the tray. So this is the BiteFit tray. You can download it from our website like any other application. So it can be 3D printed, and you can already see it looks different compared to other trays. You know, it has cross lines sticking out of the patient mouth. That means you can put the midline, you can put the vertical dimension in a very easy and accurate way. It's ready to 3D print, and it allows a digital workflow. The scan bodies are sticking out of the tray. So what you do is you place the tray in this correct position. You just take the intraoral scanner, capturing the tray, that means the bite, and the scan bodies at the same time. So then you just match it in 3Shape or in ExoCAD to the scan with a scan bridge. And this is how you can define the bite after surgery. So you go to our website, it's available as of today, BiteFit to the Matrix applications, BiteFit, request the files, and you can download it there. Second application that we are presenting today is the Teeth2Go. And this is an old dream or goal that we have in implant dentistry, all of us who have been in implant dentistry for 10 to 20 to 30 years, is to have everything ready before the surgery. I have everything ready before the surgery, implants, guide, teeth, and then have a very efficient treatment of the patient. It's amazing. Nova Biocare, they presented this teeth in an hour concept in 2005, 20 years ago, and the vision there is still the vision that we have today. And a lot of people try to do this. A lot of people have tried to find a lot of different ways to do this in the last 20 years. And the first question we have to ask ourselves is if we do it in an analogical way or if we do it in a digital way. And here I would like to say the TRI Matrix implant system is a system designed for the digital world, so we don't like the analogical workflow. Of course, all of you know these processes to have a conversion denture. You have a denture on site, you have a dental technician on site that does like a conversion of an existing denture, putting in the right position, but it's a very messy procedure. And when we compare this analogical workflow with the digital workflow, we have a huge amount of savings. So we calculated here saving just for the provisional restoration of $1,600 for a full arch. So this is digital workflow compared to conventional workflow. Also looking at the chair time. So this is the most valuable time. Patient sitting on a chair doing a conversion with the dental technician on the patient after surgery is a huge pain. We don't do that. So the digital workflow is very fast, 15 minutes chair time versus up to 2 hours for an analogical workflow. So today we don't even talk about the analogical workflow. Today we talk about 2 digital workflows to treat the patient in one single day. Same visit, full arch dentistry. And we have one question to ask ourselves. Do we want to print the teeth after placing the implants, or do we want to print the teeth before implant placement? And this is our 2 different applications. So one matrix app that we have seen is the Scan and Smile. That means print after. The new application that we're launching today is the Teeth2Go, and it means print before. So Scan and Smile, once again, to repeat what this is. Beautiful case here by Dr. Joel Teles in Portugal, patient with hopeless dentition. You can see here using a freehand surgery. We don't need a surgical guide if we decide to print the teeth after the surgery, because then we have all the flexibility, placing the implants, putting the scan bridge to the scan body, using the intraoral scanner for capturing the implant position, and using the digital healing color light, because it takes a little time. We have to take the scan, we have to finalize the design, we have to print the teeth, and then we place it. So for the 1 or 2 hours we need for designing and printing, we put these digital healing colors to avoid the soft tissue from collapsing, and then we design and we print here upper jaw, lower jaw, and we insert it into the patient. So this is printing after implant placement, and it's a same day full digital workflow. This patient, the surgery started in the morning. This was around lunchtime, fitting the upper jaw, fitting the lower jaw. You can see here the angulations between the implant. We get the full flexibility, heavily angulated implant in the posterior, angled screw channel in the front here. After 4 days, nice healing, and this is then half a year later, the patient getting the final restoration. So this is the Scan and Smile workflow, how we have been working on the matrix for the last 4 years. Placing the implant, taking the scan, printing it, printing 2 arches, upper, lower, just takes 20 minutes. It's not a long time, and then screw it down to the patient. And we love this workflow because with matrix, we don't need any multi-unit button. Some people try to print directly to multi-unit abutment, but this causes a lot of complications because the multi-unit abutment take away too much space from the printed bridge. The screw is very tiny because we don't have space for a real screw, because we need the space for the multi-unit abutment, and the screw that fixates the multi-unit abutment down to the implant. The wall thickness of the bridge is too tiny. Look at the tiny platform of a multi-unit abutment. This is never strong enough to support a printed bridge. With the matrix, we take out the multi-unit abutment of the game, so we can give the space to the crown, to the bridge, and to the screws. All the remaining components are much more robust. I love this picture here by Ryan Dunlop, the founder of Full Arch Masters in the USA. He says, put this picture at the last slide in his presentation. Enough said, look at our screw that we can have because we take out the restorative components versus tiny little multi-unit abutment screw. And all of you using these kind of screws going directly to the multi-unit abutments know the complications with breakages, with loosening, breakages of provisional that we can eliminate. So this is a workflow that we very much like. So it's called the scan and smile, place the implant and print after. So the benefits here, no guided surgery needed. We don't need a surgical guide because we can place the implant however we want. Then we scan it and we print it to the real implant position. It's a full digital workflow. So there's no pickup, no manual techniques involved. And it's probably the most robust provisional restoration that you can get because it's printed or milled in one piece without any dental technician work. And it's very fast. So with both techniques, scan and smile and Teeth2Go, print after, print before, we talk about the same day digital workflows. So teeth, 60 minutes after implant placement, when you're fast with design and printing, that's very good. But print before the surgery is still something that is very interesting, and it has never gone out of our heads to develop a solution to have everything, including teeth reset ready before the surgery, because the nice thing about this is that no scan, no design is needed after implant placement. Not everybody has a designer that is ready on the day. Not everybody has a 3D printer in the clinic. So when you can do it before the surgery, you don't have time pressure, and you scan, you produce it before the surgery. No chairside printing needed because sometimes we are in a hurry during the day of a full arch surgery, so the printer isn't working. So it's nice to be able to prepare everything before, and it's even faster. The teeth are immediately placed after implant placement. So literally 5 minutes after implant placement, placing the implants, placing the teeth, and the patient can go home. And this is really what we are introducing today. And we are very excited about this Teeth2Go technology because it allows to print the provisional restoration with TRX guided surgery combined before the surgery, resulting in a significant time saving and, of course, providing all the benefits that we said here, simplifying the day of the surgery. And some people already do it today, and they call it stacked guide techniques. So what they do is they stack several guides, and they print a provisional before the surgery with huge holes in it that you can see here, and they use titanium cylinders to connect titanium cylinders to a provisional bridge printed before the surgery. But we don't like this, and we have experienced as challenges with these kind of restorations because you have to make big holes into the bridge before the surgery to make space for these titanium cylinders. And these big holes significantly weaken the printed bridge. A printed bridge is not the strongest bridge anyways. So titanium cylinders are then connected to the bridge, but there is no chemical bonding between a titanium cylinder and a printed bridge. So the risk of debonding or loosening is very high. Titanium cylinders are very only straight. We just have straight cylinder. We don't have any angulated options. And it's also a noisy procedure to cut and to grind these titanium cylinders chairside. So we really like the magic of 3D printing. 3D printing allows us to print objects that couldn't be manufactured with any other technology, like this object here, like structures included in structures impossible to mill or to produce with any other technology. And this is how we produce FlexFit. So you can see here a FlexFit restoration coming out of the printer. So it's teeth that you can print before the surgery. This is why we call it Teeth2Go. And I think you agree that this looks like anything you have ever taken out of your 3D printer. Because when we want to print before the surgery, we combine of course, we combine this provisional restoration with the full guided surgery. But what it actually means is that no full guided surgery is perfectly accurate. So we always have to be able to compensate for some discrepancy. So what you can see here is this FlexFit restoration printed before the surgery, placed on the implants that were positioned with the TRX guided surgery, but you can see a deviation. We don't have a passive fit. No guided surgery is ever accurate enough that we can just print the restoration before the surgery directly to the implant. But the beauty of the FlexFit is that it's a flexibility of the Teeth2Go, that there's a flexibility built in, and you can see in this animation that when you tighten the screw, the cylinders will adapt to the restoration and we establish a passive fit. So it was really my huge pleasure to, after 4 years, placing the first matrix implants in the world's first edentulous patient with Dr. Ivan Pev, go back to him and treat the world's first patient, edentulous patient with the FlexFit technology in Dental Prime Clinic, world's biggest implant clinic. So this is our patient with hopeless dentition, and this is the FlexFit printed out. So you can already see the bridge. It looks unlike anything you have seen before coming out of the printer. Teeth with these flexible cylinders built in. There is these supports that make the cylinders flexible, but looking into this FlexFit connection, you can see that we print a hole that is invisible from outside into the bridge with a pin, so the cylinder can move freely. And this is just possible to print. So here you can see before the surgery how these cylinders can move. And it's no titanium cylinder. It gives us all the flexibility we want for emergence profile, for angulation. In this case, we have 30 degrees angled screw channel in the front. Impossible to use a titanium cylinder and bond the titanium cylinder to the bridge. Going into the surgery here, we have a base guide, positioning guide, full guided surgery procedure, and then just putting the FlexFit bridge, screwing it down, making the pickup with flow composite, and it's a chemical bonding. So it's not like titanium cylinder that just weakly attached. It's a chemical bonding between these materials. We cut the support, and this is literally few minutes after implant placement. We don't have to scan. We don't have to make a design. We don't have to print. We just place the implant. We screw down the bridge. We add some flow composite. And this is after 2 months. So a beautiful FP1 restoration. And the patient is still numb, wakes up maybe from full anesthesia and can just beautifully smile in the mirror. Patient extremely happy. Look at where we're coming from. This dentition patient is here today, and this is really why we at TRI, we love full arch dentistry, because it changes patients. So the big advantages of the FlexFit technology, it's simple. It just printed in one single piece, the restoration before the surgery. No abutments or titanium cylinders needed. It's very strong, a chemical bonding, because the cylinders printed are the same material as the bridge. So we have a chemical bonding. It's very strong. It's very static. Look at this bridge in the middle. It looks like a one-piece bridge. It doesn't look like a bridge with a bonded titanium. It's a one-piece, high-strength resin bridge with full flexibility for emergence profiles, for the screw channel. In this case, we use 30-degree angulated screw channels. You couldn't do this with any other system. And you can place it immediately after implant placement without having to scan, to design, and to print the bridge. So this is the comparison between our two workflows. I don't want to say that one workflow is better than the other. We discussed it. There is some benefits on the Scan and Smile workflow. It's a full digital workflow. It's the most robust printed bridge you can get. The surgeon doesn't need to have a surgical guide. But what we do with the Teeth2Go, we put a lot of steps that are with the scan and smile work for in between implant placement and placing the bridge before the surgery. So we have to spend more time into the planning, making a surgical guide, printing the Teeth2Go restoration before the surgery, but then the surgery is very fast. A guided surgery can take 60 minutes, just placing the bridge, maximum 30 minutes, so 1.5 hours, and the patient, 2 jaws can go home with teeth. Scan and smile when you're an expert in designing and printing can also be fast, but it will always take longer because you have the intro scanning, the design, and the production in between. And I was also very happy to show this FlexFit technology to Dr. Marco Seltner, who was also a speaker at the TRI special event. Many of you know him. And what we did was also single crowns and small bridges. It's not a technology just for the full arch. So here, a tooth, a crown that was failing that we had to extract with this Benex device that we love in Switzerland, taking it out, placing the implant with a surgical guide, relatively accurate, but never perfectly accurate to have especially bigger restoration ready before the surgery. Now, placing the FlexFit crown with 2 wings on the side to put in the right position, putting some flow composite, cutting off the support on the side, and the patient goes home with a tooth immediately. So this takes just very few minutes. And we also do it for bridges. Again, here, 2 teeth that have to be taken out, implants being placed, relatively accurate, but not as accurate what we would need to screw the bridge. There's always an inaccuracy, even from the most precise guided surgeries. There is a lot of evidence, a lot of studies showing these implants in position. This is the FlexFit. We really find it very exciting because this is really taking out all of the benefits of the 3D printing technology. The pins inside, so the cylinders are flexible in angulation, in height, in all dimensions. They cannot fall out. The handling is very simple. You screw it down and pick it up, and the patient goes home with a bridge. Also here, it's an application. You go to our website, you go to Matrix, Scan and Smile service. Bottom right, you find the Teeth2Go application. You can upload your provisional design to our website. We will convert your file into FlexFit. We don't have to hurry to do it in 20 minutes because we can do it before the surgery, and we send it back to you. You print it out before the surgery. So it's pre-printed restorations for all indications. The fastest chairside procedure you get. It's amazing aesthetics because you have individual emergence profile, all the flexibility in angulation. It's very strong because it's a chemical bonding. It's one piece of solid resin material, and you can save a lot of time for the patient. So that's why today we are very happy that now we have 10 integrated apps in our Matrix solution. There is more apps to come for the future. That's our promise. When you decide to work with our Matrix implant, we make sure that you can use all your existing digital technology seamlessly. We take responsibility for the entire workflow. And our promise is also, like on your iPhone, to continuously get new and amazing digital applications that help you to treat your patients faster and better. And we would love to meet you at the EAO conference in Milano, October 24 to 26. You can touch our new products. We will have there, of course, FlexFit bridges that you can feel the movement of the cylinders of this bridge. So it would be great if we see you there. We are also very excited to do a full arch course at the world famous Malo Clinic in Lisbon, Portugal. There's few seats open, November 15 to 16. You can scan the code here. You can go to our website. We would be very happy if you're interested in knowing more about the TRI Matrix implant system. Just scan this code and we can do a 15-minute presentation to get to know you, or just send us an email, matrix@tri.swiss. You can send me personally an email, sv@tri.swiss, to get in touch with one another. So that's it already from today, introducing the Teeth2Go and the BiteFit application. So we would love to get in touch with you. Thanks again for taking the time today. and have a great day, everybody.